Earlier this week, I said if the Patriots beat the Cleveland Browns, everybody in the NFL, media, fans, other teams would have to consider the Patriots legitimate contenders in the AFC. They beat them. They blew the doors and blew the brakes off the New York Jets. They beat the LA Chargers. They beat the Panthers. And now they went up against the Cleveland Browns, who blew out Cincinnati last week. And the Patriots beat them 45-7 in an absolutely dominating fashion. The Patriots offense, 452 total yards. 268 of those were passing yards by Mac Jones. 184 of those were rushing yards. They averaged 7.3 yards per play. But here's what the offense did. 30 first downs, 7 for 9. On third down efficiency, they had 62 offensive plays. They only allowed 2 sacks against one of the best pass rushes in the NFL. And a shout out to Isaiah Wynn, who's taken a lot of heat from Patriot fans this year. He went up against Myles Garrett almost the entire game. Garrett got through for 1 sack, I believe. It was just absolutely phenomenal. Penalties were even, 6 across the board. No fumbles, no interceptions, 34 minutes of possession. And what the Patriots defense did to the Cleveland Browns offense was disgusting. 217 total yards, 118 yards between Baker Mayfield and Casey Keenum, 99 rushing yards, 17 first downs, 1 for 11 on third down efficiencies, 1 for 11. They allowed 5 sacks on their quarterbacks. Case Keenum went 8 for 12. Baker Mayfield went 11 for 21. Well, let's talk about the Patriots. Mac Jones, 19 for 23, 198 yards, 3 touchdowns. Brian Hoyer goes 3 for 3, 85 yards. Ramondre Stevenson has his first 100-yard game on the ground, 20 carries, averaging 5 per carry, 2 touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne had a day, 3 rushes for 43 yards. Bourne also had 4 receptions for 98 yards, 1 touchdown. Bourne averaged 14.3 yards per carry on his 3 runs and averaged 24.5 yards per reception. Jacoby Myers had 49 yards on 4 catches and his first NFL touchdown. And Hunter Henry continues to be a red zone machine for the Patriots. Only 4 receptions today, but 2 of those were in the end zone for 2 touchdowns. Big shout out to N'Keal Harry, who was run blocking like a maniac today. I mean, I know he had that great catch that came from Brian Hoyer at the end of the game in garbage time. However, he was frustrating the Browns. He was all over that run game today. And that's where he can contribute on this team. Juwan Bentley led the Patriots with 7 total hits today. Kyle Duggar records another interception. He had 6 tackles. Kyle Van Noy had 5. Hightower had a half a sack plus 6 tackles. Van Noy also threw in a sack. Dietrich Wise had a sack and a half. Matthew Judon had a sack today. Christian Barmore was clogging up the holes like a maniac. I mean, you can't look at almost anything, especially that first half, and complain. Play calling, both defensively and offensively, perfect. Josh McDaniels had a great game. The execution in that first half, phenomenal. The way they ran the clock in the second half, phenomenal. This game was supposed to be a close slugfest that turned into a 45-7 rout. The New England Patriots have now won 4 straight games. They're in a playoff spot. They're still a game behind the Buffalo Bills for the AFC East. Suddenly, those 2 games that they have to play next in the next few weeks seem a lot more important. Now we'll get a lot more analytics, but Patriot fans, we got to be happy. You got to be happy with the performance from your team today. And this team just gets better and better every week. Test this week, short week, got to head to Atlanta on Thursday. And then a nice long break before they got to go play Tennessee on the following Sunday. And the rest of the NFL better be on notice because the New England Patriots are